Hello everybody. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting. I don't have an excuse. There is no excuse. I just haven't. But if you've been riding along for the 76 Mustang, I have some bad news. Because I sold it. Sold it for $300. Some guy admitted to me that he was going to be scrapping it and parting it out or whatever, so I lost a couple $100 on that thing. What are you gonna do? But I thank you guys for sticking around and watching those videos and commenting. Commenting really means a lot, and I really thank you guys for that. But I have a new project, and this one I'm hopefully going to stay interested in. Because with the other Mustang, that wasn't really something that I was into. I was thinking that I could make it into something that I wanted, but I didn't, and it didn't work out. So there was a lot of rust on that thing, and it was just nothing that I really wanted. So I wanted to introduce to you guys my new project. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I got this from a friend of a friend, and thank you, Drew. Thank you so much, Drew. I cannot thank you enough. Drew is the one that gave me this thing, and as this has given me this idea. So I'll talk about that later, but let's go see my new project. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think that this thing was worth being free? I certainly think it was. This thing was a donor car for Drew's Mustang. He was in a rear-end collision. He has the same Mustang. It's a New Edge. It's probably not the same exact year, but it's pretty much exactly like this thing. Is black and GT 5-speed, but he was in a rear-end collision. He bought this car to be used as a donor car, as you can see. So this whole back end and up to the passenger side was cut off of this thing and put onto his Mustang. I'll have to put up a picture of what his Mustang looks like, and if it turned out any better. I certainly think it does. You can't even tell that I was in a crash. Drew was asking me if I wanted a 4.6 V8 to put in the 76 Mustang, and said that it had a manual and he'd give me the drivetrain. And I was like, well, can I have the whole car? And he was like, yeah. So after it was done and all the back end was transferred over to his car, I went and picked this thing up and placed it here, and it's been sitting here for a couple of months now. Yeah, so I already grabbed some gas, some 93, put it in there, and I had to run home because I'm going to be stealing the battery out of this thing, because, you know, a Kia needs a battery with 760 cold cranking amps, because this thing's half of a V8. So I had it turning over, and I heard it blip off for a second because I put some fuel in the throttle body and it fired off. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to start this thing without a key. Well, with a key, but if your Mustang's in theft protection mode or doesn't recognize the key. I'll show you guys how to start one. Alright, well, as you guys can hear and see, the battery's out of that thing. It's in this thing. This thing's making a horrible noise. I don't know exactly why it's doing this. I have a feeling it might be because of theft protection mode, but wanted to show you guys what the gauge cluster looks like. Alright, well, the gauge cluster isn't doing what I want it to, but it was turning over with that ratchet wire that I have. So I'm going to put some gas in a water bottle and I'm going to spray it in there in the intake and see if I can get to fire off. Alright guys, so if you ever have a problem with your car being in theft protection mode, or in my case with my last Mustang, there was a guy wiring up a radio and it was grounding off on somewhere and it didn't want to start. So we didn't know that at the time, so what we did was this. So number 4 relay is right there, but on here, right there. So number 4 relay is the starter solenoid. So I had a wire just like this. It wasn't as unsafe as this one, but same concept. I don't know where exactly I put it into the fuse, but I did do this into a fuse there. I didn't do it to the battery. But in this case, that's what I'm going to do for this one because this is the easiest thing. So I'm going to do this real quick and let's see if it'll fire off real quick. Oh yeah. Oh buddy. Alright, so yeah, geez, that thing fired right off. Okay, I'm gonna put some more in there to see if it'll run any longer. Go over here, open that up, get a little plastic water bottle, shove it. Oh, maybe I'll go down there. Shove it in there. Fill it up with gas. There you go. You just force fed your Mustang GT with fuel. Alright, so that's how you do it. Let's see it again. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and figure out if the fuel pump is working, because I don't know if it is. Alright, so I can't really hear anything. I'm going to kind of wiggle the car a little bit and see if there's any sloshing around in there. I'm gonna put my phone down here and just take a listen to see if there's any gas. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, I figured out what that noise was. If I do that, it's like, so I just press that and it doesn't do it anymore. The problem that I'm having, that works. Oh, hey, look at that. That's beautiful. Huh, okay. The more you know, but I don't know. I'm probably just gonna have to sit here for a while and figure out why things aren't working. I'm gonna try and see if I hear anything. Or maybe I'll just rotate the engine. half of the stuff ain't even hooked up either. So that could also be why. Hold on, I'm gonna push some of this stuff back. All right, well, a couple minutes later, and I cut up that, there was, you know, an old little tiny hose, and I replaced it with that even older one probably. Fits there. Made one of them because all that was left of that old one was this. It's kind of a pain, but got it to work now. I'm gonna try and see if getting all these hoses connected and everything, maybe it'll start. Well, it's the next day. My phone decided to shut off, and I didn't get too much further with this thing. It didn't want to turn on. So now I'm going to be taking that jacking up the rear end. All right, well, I got it in there on the center of the diff. So now I'm just gonna jack it up. Now, you should be able to get that right there. I was able to jack it up, and now what I'm gonna have you guys do is just kind of sit down here, probably put you guys up here to see if I hear, you know, anything with the fuel pump. Well, I'm having a whole lot of no luck trying to figure out if this fuel pump is working. I have no idea. I mean, I have that relay out and I have my little thing hooked up there, so I don't know as of right now what's happening to this thing. So I am probably gonna end it. I'm gonna end it here for this video. I might do it off camera, or maybe I'll film it, but my one good friend, he knows a lot about cars and working on them more than I do, so I'm gonna have him come out here, have him, you know, help me out. Maybe we'll get something going, but if we end up getting it fixed, well, at least running on like by itself, I'll throw it in at the end of the video. But if you're not seeing that, then we never got it to work. Hopefully you guys like this video, stuck around to the end, hear me ramble on about whatever I'm doing with this thing, and hope you guys found this thing interesting. So if you guys have any pointers or ideas of, you know, what was going on with this thing or what it could be, drop it in the comments below. Show me some love, like the video, do whatever you want, as long as you're interacting with it. If you don't, it's whatever. You have a good day. I'll see you next time. See ya.